Let's jump in and have a look, shall we? So we've talked about the fact that it's been created from what we saw with Social Post Magic, then the need to bring in content and add a more human element to it and still make it easy to be able to find this content. And guys, without any further ado, let me jump in to Content Artemis. Can everybody see my screen? Just give me a one if we're good. Everybody good? Nods and smiles. Everybody good. All right, let's jump in and have a look at Content Artemis. Now, remember what I said is that our goal is to bring in content in an easy way and add a human element to it. And we start by bringing in that content. We start by bringing in that content in the same way as we do with Social Post Magic with RSS feeds. Okay, so we start with RSS feeds, and let me come across here, and we can categorize our feeds. So if we've got different blog sites and different clients, we can bring in different feeds. So let me start with one here. Maybe I want a category for business coaching. Now let's come up and create a new feed and bring in a feed about business coaching. Now, where are we going to get a feed about business coaching? Well, in the first example, of course, you can type in business coaching RSS feed. Okay, business coaching RSS feed, and check it out. There's a lot. Okay, and you can get your RSS feeds literally just as easy as that. What if you really liked Neil Patel's blog? Right, Neil Patel is a genius when it comes to content marketing. So any WordPress blog, something for you guys to know, any WordPress blog, okay, you can pick up the feed by simply typing the word feed at the end of the URL. Okay, so for me, it's waltbayliss.com/feed. Okay, and it looks like this. When I look at neilpatel.com/blog/feed, this is what an RSS feed from Neil Patel's blog looks like. Okay, so one of the first things that you can know is you can bring in content from any WordPress site, and 35% of the web is WordPress, just by adding /feed onto the end. Okay, so I could bring in Neil Patel's blog. So let's drop this in. Let's create a new category for content marketing. Okay, and let's bring in Neil Patel's feed. So for content marketing category, I've got Neil Patel's blog, and I just copy and paste the feed in here. Generate. That's all I need to do. Okay, so I've got Neil Patel's blog feed coming in. But one of my favorite sources of content via so you can do that on any feed, by the way, on any WordPress blog. As Neil himself says on this very same page that we were just on, there are services like FeedBurner, which allows you to create RSS feeds. Like, there's a lot of different ways to get RSS feeds. One of my favorite ones is Google Alerts. Okay, now this is free and available to anybody on the web. All right, and what this allows you to do is create content that is completely unique to you. Right, so let me give you an example. If I wanted to create a blog, and I was not just content marketing as we just did with Neil Patel, right? But I wanted to be a bit more specific, and I wanted to say, find me an alert about content marketing and SEO, specifically content marketing and SEO. Now, I need to make sure I'm spelling correctly. Content marketing and SEO. Now, as you can see, there's quite a lot of material coming through here. So what do I need to do? I need to come up here and click show options. And instead of delivering to my email address, I want that delivered to an RSS feed. And then I just click on create alert. Now I've got an alert specifically about content marketing and SEO. And I've got that little icon there. I just right click that and copy it and bring it into my Content Artemis system. So again, I'm going to put it in my content marketing category, the alert about SEO, and drop that in. Okay. Did I not put it in correctly? I may not have. Content marketing alert. Let's see. Feeds. Generate. Okay. Let's see if that came in and it's just giving me an error right now. Okay, let me come back to one that I know is bringing in details, business coaching. All right. I'm glad Brian's joining us. Brian, our resident SEO specialist. There we go. Just dropping in a feed about business coaching. There we go. One that we had from a Google alert. Now, so I can literally have any number of feeds coming into my system on any number of topics that I want to have. All right. Brian Cato, if you've just joined me, just drop a 1 in the chat box and say hi, man, because I'm about to get to the SEO component of Content Artemis. And I hope that you can see where we're at. Okay. So now we start with feeds. Next, we want to start to build an article. Hey, it's Tuesday. Let's post something out onto our social media and onto our blog. So we come across the articles and we're going to create a new article right now. So we're going to give this article a name. This is going to be Content Marketing 101. Okay. That's our article name. Now we can say, which feed do we want to get this content from right now? Okay. So I'm going to choose my Google alert feed just for fun. Brian, nice hat, man. I like it. All right. Now this content that's coming in, we've got image previews. I can go and actually look at the post itself. So if I'm looking at this content, okay, and I'll say, that looks interesting. Is that the actual kind of content I really want to have right now? So I can load it up. Let's hope that it's not too much of a slow site. Okay, so we've got some good content there. That looks pretty good. So I can go through and say, yep, select that post. And in fact, I like that image panel as well. So I'm going to click on the image and select that post. Okay, scrolling down, dealing with a boss. There we go. Select that one. That looked good to me. Okay. How to engage your board members. That looks good to me. So I'm literally just choosing a few different articles from my feed. And Brian's just said, one tip on the RSS feed is to use advanced search operators such as quotes, plus, and minus. Might get you to expand on that a little bit more in the group, Brian, and let us know your thoughts there. So I've chosen some articles. I've said that one. This is some great content. Let's see what we can put together from here. Okay. Now I go to the selection. I've selected those articles. And now I can see the full article and be able to pull content from there, starting with the image. If I like the image, I can click on the image and that's going to be added to my end article. Okay. Now watch what happens here. When I highlight text and let my mouse go, it pops up and says, whoa, let's look at this and see, is that the kind of content you want to add to your finished article? And that's what we're doing. We're literally just highlighting the bits we want. And I'm saying, yep, that's the text I want from this particular RSS article. I can look at this one and say, okay, I like that section of text. Add it in. Next. So I've got a couple of different things right now. I want this one. Okay. There we go. And so what I've done is I've pulled in some articles and now I've literally chosen the little bits from those articles that I really like. Now I can go to my editor and the last step is let's put in a video as well if you want to. So I can search for a video. Let's talk about content marketing. Okay. Search by keyword in YouTube. I get all of the YouTube videos that pop up from that search term. Okay. And I can literally just add that video into my end article. Okay. So now when I get to my article, guess what? I've got the image that I added. I've got the content that I added. And this is really important to me anyway, from an ethics point of view. Every time we add content, it automatically adds the source of that content. Okay. So when we're curating content, we're attributing the original source. Now, all right, cite your source, rule number 1. Absolutely. All right. Every single time we're selecting a component, it's bringing in the source. Now, somebody can remove that if they want to, but from our perspective, we add it immediately. So now we've got a pretty cool article, right? Now we've got a pretty cool article. Now, Brian Cato, I'm going to ask you for your eyes just for a minute. Now, we want to have this article SEO ranked in the best possible way we can for a business word of, let's say, business coaching. So I'm going to say, let's go and have a look. How well are we doing with this business coaching? Now, the first thing it shows me is there's a lot of search terms here that I can use to generate content about business coaching. But when I look at the SEO optimization, I can check the content and see how I'm going live as I create this article. Live as I create this article. The focus keyword business coaching doesn't appear in the post title. Well, let's change that, shall we? Business coaching. Okay. All right. So that'll update in just a second. So now we go along and say, what else is missing? The post title is too short. That probably just fixed it in that second. I should add an H2. I should definitely add an H2. So I come in here and I hit the enter button. Watch what happens here, guys, because this is the human element of creating amazing curated content. As I hit the enter button, I get the option to add all kinds of blocks. I can add in images, paragraphs, headings, block quotes, audios, media files, download links, HTML, literally anything I want to. Okay. So I want to add in a heading right now. All right. So I'm going to add in a heading that says business coaching is an essential skill. Okay. So that we can start to improve our SEO. The focus keyword business coaching doesn't appear in the first paragraph. Well, let's change that as well. So we come in here, business coaching. All right. I'm literally building my very best opportunity to have my content ranking from the moment that I publish it. So let me check it again, see how we're doing. We've ticked off a few, haven't we? Okay. Doesn't appear in the first paragraph. Did I not put it up here? I might need to go back and through. But guys, can you see? And it also says the word business coaching is not appearing enough times in your text. So I need to come down here and add it a few more times. Business coaching. Now, obviously, I'm being silly by just inserting random words in random places, but you get my point. Okay. So this is true content curation, being able to take snippets and then curate them. Okay. Now, one of the cool things that we've added here is what we call a snippet library, because as I'm curating this content, there are going to be things that I want to put in here all the time, as in a link to my website, maybe. All right, a call to action. So I can come in here and drop in a snippet straight from my snippet library. Okay. So I drop in here a snippet. Okay. One of my things here is a snippet. Actually, let me show you my snippet library first. So my snippet library, I've got in here a snippet. Agency Bud is the software program for digital agents. Add our software to your business to find out more about recurring revenue. Right? So I can just add that in. Can we place all the sources at the end of the article? Ron, that's a great question. At the moment, they all come in directly under the piece of text itself, but I like that suggestion. Okay. So snippet libraries, we can upload a CSV file. So if you've got lots of pre-written content you want to add in there, you can upload it as a CSV. Okay. Or you can just create snippets, a signature, a call to action, a highlight, whatever it is that you want to add in there. You can also add into the snippet library comments. You know, some comments that you can just add in randomly. I agree with this sentiment completely. That's why we built Content Artemis. Insert. All right. So you can have your own snippet library that you can insert. We have a complete media library as well, all written in here. Okay. So let me show my snippets. That's the one I want to add it in. Fantastic. All right, so I literally just added in my little call to action and my signature line right there. Okay. Brian asked, does it support block quote? Yeah, absolutely. So let's drop in a block quote. Here we go. Block quote. Quote being, Brian said I should.